Hello, welcome back. Last time I got to turn on some lights. Now I'm gonna get to turn them off, I think. Tread lightly. So this is railing, I believe. Sneakiness. Okay. Personal space. Yeah, you're standing really close. Alright, what's this about? 33 lights off. Sorry. 30 lights off by placing 7 letters onto the grid. Oh, no. I want to set 12 lights to place the next letter on that light. Uh-oh. Okay, so you're implying what word I'm spelling, except I only get one, like it's going to be T-A-S-H... Tashlet. Okay. Stealth. Okay, so stealth is what's getting spelled here. Tashlet is how it's getting spelled. That probably implies... Okay. So there are 2 T's. Those could go in either order. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm assuming, like, in reading order this will read stealth when I'm done. So that implies some things. Okay, but I only get this space to place. Okay, cool. I think I can make some good inferences here. H clearly goes here. No, I'm turning the lights off. H clearly goes here. This, I hope this isn't another one I need a paint program for, because I can't actually... the game doesn't like it when I go and do that. Okay, so letter number 2. I mean, both T's are the same. It doesn't matter which is which. Letter number 2, if I want everything off. All right, if S were to go here, that would not turn this off. You know what? I don't think I'm placing these into order. Okay, so I'm trying to turn them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 around the edge. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. 10 around the edge, 6 in the center. But there will be some overlap. Okay, let's just try to turn the maximal number off without worrying about anything else. But I can't place twice in one spot. So however I'm targeting that... All right, T is a little more productive here. A looks like it does some good things for me if I put it there. Maybe. S would get those, but then how do I get this? H can do it. So L is shaped like this. How is E shaped? Okay. And it's centered on the, like, right here. Got it. Okay, so the total number of toggles I'm doing... Let's just count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 24, 25, 26, 27. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay. So 40 total toggles. 16 are currently on that need to be turned off. So 12 of my toggles turn something back on. because 12 of those additionally need to turn those 12 back off. That adds up to 24. Then the 16 that are already on are the others. Okay. Sure, but I don't think knowing those numbers really tells me much of anything. Let's put a T here. Let's put an A here. Let's just play with this and see if I can make something happen. H wants to go nowhere, really. Yeah, now I have this problem that's not going to resolve. Okay, so let's figure out just like a set of letters that we'll get. Let's just start with all the top ones. Because like I don't currently have a way to even get all the top ones off. Let's say it's not T. T goes here. I'll try there. That seems, well, I could put L here maybe. And something to toggle that. Okay, there we go. All the top ones are off. H then could go... That's not where I want it. So to get those two without this. It's not those two necessarily. To get this without... Okay. All right, one more time. Tashlet, right. Tashlet. So let's just look at the interference patterns around the edges. If I did an S here and an E here, that would leave this on. Then like a T here. So it's saying S here. That's terrible. Everything I could do with the H is terrible. Okay. But fortunately, this is finite. I only get 7 moves. And if there's only 7 moves, then yeah, once again, this really does demand a paint program to solve, doesn't it? Okay, fine. Alright, well I've set this up. This is going to be a big mess, isn't it? Also, my program is doing some things I don't like, but I'm just going to have to deal with them. That's fine. Alright, so let's start with a T. So here's a red T. Your opacity is that. Sure, I can't really see. Right, not until I anchor you. That's fine. No, this is going to be really hard to see. Here I need like an XOR combine mode or something, but I don't have that here in this application. All right, that's fine. Let's first just get overlap on all of the... Interesting. Yeah, let's get overlap on all of the outer bits. So this T is not good for that. What am I going to do for these? A could reach those. It could. Yeah, just starting with something that covers all of the outer ones seems like a reasonable plan. All the outer ones once. Yeah, so this little situation here, okay, I can't see what I need to see here. There'd be other ways to do this. Yeah, but this is the way that I have. I'm going to try another way. Alright, this might work. So, same image on the bottom. This is now represented with tiles, and I have increasingly small concentric squares so that whatever is overlapped with whatever else, I can see how many are on there, and I can see what's underneath originally. So for all white squares, I need an odd number of concentric rings. For all black ones, I need an even number. Every time I do something like this, I see, like, so many ways that I could have this little paint program that I wrote work more nicely for the things that I'm doing, but I'm doing such weird specialized things that I could not possibly have anticipated this use case. Okay, so anyway, let's just hide all of these. Let's work with one at a time. Okay, so here's the base image. What I want it to look like, right, so everywhere that's white gets an odd number, everywhere that's black gets an even number, 0 is an even number. So starting with the top, how many of these can, okay, so the A looks reasonably well suited for this spot. Let's start there. So we got odd number, this one needs to be fixed, odd number, this one needs to be fixed, this one needs to be fixed. Okay, so I need to add 1 to these two. Now this corner is kind of real nasty. So A gets that portion of the, yeah, like 3 corners of the board have like this rounded shape to them. And rounded shapes, I don't have a lot of rounded shapes here. A is kind of my only one. So the top of the A, I do spot that the top of the S is too wide, so I'm going to go ahead and just allocate that right here, right now. And that has fixed one of my A cells. Okay. So I like that so far. I may change my mind on that. Okay, so in order to deal with this, other than A, there are no left sides that have 2 cells on them. So, yeah, so that just looks kind of unresolvable here if I do things this way. So I probably need to not use the A there. Yeah, so this corner is a big problem. Let's just allocate something here that will deal with it directly. How about if I use that S here? That looks reasonably good. Then I will use, I'd like to use the A where it is, but I don't think I can. So instead, let's try a different approach. So A, actually you just hide for now. You're not allocated yet. Gonna allocate the H here, really? Where it'll toggle so many things I don't want to toggle? Well, what else am I gonna do? Sure, all right, let's put the H here. Okay, so this is wrong. And these two are wrong. How would I fix those? With an S that's already allocated down here. Do I have any other bottoms with 2? L has 2, but then L messes with this cell. Okay, now hang on, but a strategy is forming. So let's get that H out of here. Let's get that S out of here. Let's bring in the E. If I stuck the E here, and then I added the L, exactly resolves, so it undoes 2 of the things that E does that I don't want it to do, but not this. And that right there is a huge problem, isn't it? Okay, let's imagine I used the S to solve that problem, which I do kind of want to do up here, but not really. 1, 2, 3. You need an even number. So then what? I'd like put a T here to do that. Then causing these to be even, then I need to make them odd, which I could do with an A here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay, so this is wrong. This is wrong. Let's solve both of them with one of the T's. Okay, which also solves 3 other things that it touched. That's actually kind of good. So unallocated is H, and that's the only one, and it's not going to go anywhere good, is it? It just might. Hold on. If I put the H here... Nope, breaks this. And doesn't fix that. Okay, so that was an attempt. So now, all right, so yeah, we're in the tetromino zone all over again. Okay. Can I even do this, like, with any kind of planning, or is it just going to be a huge mess no matter how I do it? Like I just got to place things down until I get a feel for what it is that I'm doing. So the corners. How do I think I'm dealing with this corner? Just in isolation. I don't think I'm doing it in isolation. This looks really A-shaped to me. Well, yeah, that's where I've put it in this hypothetical. Okay, so if I had done that, then I put the H here, which I had done in this hypothetical. Okay, I still like those two positions. Then I have some problems to solve. And the way this is shaped, right, that's created another rounded corner by putting the H there, so I don't like that. What if I swap the position of these two? H goes here, A instead goes here. What does that do? Healthy, 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 unhealthy, healthy. But that's often the area where I'll be working anyway. And I'm not doing anything to help with this rounded corner, which is quite concerning. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Definitely. Okay. So L is placed by its... L is kind of the key here because it's shaped differently. L can never touch anything on the leftmost, but it could combine with an E to form... Okay, so let's speculate on something. Say I'd put the L here. Looks like a terrible place, but combined with E, that's bad because of this. Never mind, I don't like it. Also, that's the same position. I can't combine that way. Right, of course. Okay. This is prickly. Just to imagine that I were actually spelling stealth. Let's see if that's a real clue. So S probably would go there. Somebody has to go here. If this is the first one, it has to be S. Okay. So T is pretty healthy there. That would mean nothing goes here. E can go. Can it go there? That's actually not the worst. S, T, E. A here. Yes, A there. L is going to mess with things, but let's see if I can resolve those things. L here. This one has a problem. But can a T fix it? So a T and an H. Obviously the H would have to go here if anywhere, so that T, the other T, would end up here. Let's count rings. Odd, good, even, good, odd, good, odd, good, odd, good, even, good, odd, good, odd, good, odd, good, even, good, even, even. 1, 2, 3, 4, even, odd, 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 even, odd, even, odd, 1, 2, 3, odd. That worked. Okay. So I spell stealth like that. All right, how is that? It's hard to see how I've placed this, but that's S here. T here. E here. A all the way over here. L, T, then H right here. Okay, LTH are all together in the bottom left. Okay, and I don't put them in order. Okay, that was a good clue. That stops me from doing a fruitless searching process just by giving me like an actual starting point. I showed a little bit of the fruitless searching in case you wanted to see what that was going to be like. Okay, if I'm placing them as tashlet, I can remember the layout. Like I can keep in my hand S, T, E, A, L, T, H. That's easy. Okay, I will input it now. All right, so one of the T's, so it's S, T, E, A, L, T, H. T goes here. A goes here. S goes here. S, T, E, A, L, T, H goes here. L goes here. Yeah, this looks like nothing, but E goes here. Really? Yes. And there's the T. Okay. There we go. I did it. Stealth. Selfta. I think that's rilling. But you wouldn't know that. Okay. False true. Double cross. Hi, Ugrant. Okay. Sure. Are you going to work on this? Oh, never always. Antonyms. All right. Damage may be at least partly the result of sabotage. I have, but neither of these characters has. Who was it again? Somebody was all friendly, then got real sinister as soon as our backs were turned. Whoop. You're not listening, though. Really not listening. Ugrant loves the sound of his own voice. Okay, then. Alright, so. Remaining correct. What are you trying to say? Sure. Figure out one, enough to figure out the other. Enter the word pairs hinted at. Okay, yeah, so a word game. This will be a nice change of pace. I think lights out is over. Each pair of words will be antonyms. For each clue, type in 2 words in order without any space or punctuation using the keyboard. Click arrows to skip past and come back to it later. Great. Remaining correct. Left, right. Okay. Military officer, a child. What? A military officer? A child? I'm going to come back to that one. Popular, a viral infection. What? Hot, cold. Morbid, easy to lift. Dark light? Whoa. Ah. Oh, I can root force this. Okay. A type or variety, an average. Kind, mean. Oh, these are fun. Euphoric to moo. Is this high-low? It is. All right. Out of bed feathers. Up, down. Now, the first feather-related clue in a puzzle game I've run into. I was primed for that one. Balanced, unusual. Balanced. Not sure yet. Fast, slow. I would say cheap, free. Those are sort of antonyms, but it doesn't like it. And yeah, free doesn't really fit. Cheap doesn't exactly fit either. It sort of does. Anyway. A hill, autumn. All right, so what's the opposite of fall? Rise. So Sufficient income, absolutely. Whoa. What? A sufficient income? Is this living dead? Oh. It is. Okay. Alcoholic quiet. Let's see. Well, I mean, loud is the opposite of that. What's... Or sorry, I'm not looking for opposite. Right, not opposite of this. Right, it's kind of confusing that these two are opposites. The synonyms are antonyms. The synonym of this is the antonym of the synonym of this. All right? Alcoholic, quiet. I mean, drunk. It's not drunk. And I'm allowed to type the first one so I can try, again, I can brute force this, but I'm trying not to as much as I reasonably can. I want to think it out and have a plan before I start typing. I'll come back to that one. To support, to pay in advance. Back, forward. Forward? What's wrong with... Oh. Oh, front, sorry. Close enough. Fashionable, 3 strikes. In, out. Public park, barely cooked. Common, rare. I feel like I was thinking of common and rare for a lot of these other words, but that was the one that it was. A waterhole. A misfortune. I'll come back to you. Foremost, to endure. First, last. Served without milk. Dry? It's not dry. Part of the eye. Okay, what's the opposite of cornea? Opposite of pupil? I should look at the opposite of served without... No, not the... Right, yes. Served without milk. I mean, like, lots of things are. You got a specific food in mind? Like cereal? That's what I was thinking with dry. Okay, there's only so many parts of an eye. There's the lid. There's the lash. The cornea, the pupil. The white. It's not black-white. It is? Black coffee. That's what you're getting at. Okay. All right. I'll take it. I know what impudent means. I do not know what hackneyed means. I'll come back to you. I might need to look up a word. Sink and float. Shakespearean donkey. I don't really know Shakespeare. Well, a spinning toy is a top. So what is this? Bottom top? Shakespearean donkey is bottom? Alright, if you say so. Fortunately, I didn't need to know that. Frank. Well, nearby is like close, so I'm thinking far, but how does that mean frank? It does not. Frank could be like honest, but it's not. I'll come back to you. An interruption to rig. Oh, that's a synonym for interruption. Well, it's not necessarily a synonym. It might be an example of an interruption. To rig. I'll come back to you. Charming. Outside the fairway. Fairway is like a golf thing, right? There's the fairway, the rough. Here we go. Outside the fairway is the rough. Charming is, what, smooth? Yes. There we go. Well, sure, that's so. There's only one word for that, as far as I know. To obtain? So this is probably like so. Spelled the same, pronounced differently. To obtain. What's the opposite of so? Get? No? So. Reap. Okay, sure. I gotcha. Successful pop song, A Young Woman. A woman when she's young is a girl. Opposite of girl is boy. That's not what it is, though. Do I need to know the name of the song, or is this just the concept of a successful pop song? I probably need to know the name of the song, so I'm probably just going to need to know this, and whatever its opposite could be. A young woman should be easy. Are there other opposites of girl? I mean, boy is the obvious one. Other ways to say young woman, well, in English, some languages have a word for like an adolescent woman, but English doesn't have that really. And that's the language I'm playing this game in. But it says a young woman, so not girl. I don't know, I'll come back to you. Plain and fancy. There have been some Britishisms in here. Perhaps this is a British game and I have not realized it, so I will switch my English mode to that one in case that'll make these clues make more sense. I mean, you can say you fancy something in American English, but it's a lot less common. Lift. Okay, another Britishism, sure. Again, you can say that in American English, but it's a lot less common. An iota of water. Drop. Sure. Literary composition. Theatrical performance. So that's play, probably. Opposite of play is what, like work, of course. I was going to say rest, but that's a different opposite. Opposite along another axis. All right, so we've looped around. Military officer and child. Military officer. General. No. Sergeant. No. Captain. No. What other high-ranking military ranks do I know? Lieutenant. I don't know. A child. Kid. Boy, girl again, but that's too specific, isn't it? Not necessarily. A military officer, commander. I already tried C. It's not that one. I'll come back to you again. Balanced, unusual. Surely I can get this one. Is it like... no? I was going to say fair. I'll come back to you. See, it's all the ones I don't know now. Miserly. Penny pinching. That's not it. At large. Miserly. Miserly means doesn't like to spend money. Frugal? No. But it's like doesn't like to spend money plus negative connotation. I don't know. I'll come back to you. Alcoholic just makes me think drunk, but that's not it. Addict? That's a little more general. Well, maybe it's not like... Maybe it's alcoholic adjective, not alcoholic noun. So, how do you say... What are other ways to say that a drink is alcoholic? I'm not thinking of one. Okay, so loud. No, sorry, it's not the opposite of this. It's a synonym of quiet. Synonym of quiet. Ah, yep, got it. Hard, soft. Here we go. Okay, a water hole. Punt. Lake. Stream. Well. Poor? Not that. A misfortune. Yeah, poor doesn't really fit for that. Well. A misfortune. Tragedy. That's not it. Opposite of well. Unwell. Ill. There we go. Right, remember, British English would prefer ill to other words there. I know that language, sort of. Impudent, hackneyed. Okay, I'm going to have to look up hackneyed. All right, well, see, the process of looking up the word has just given me some synonyms, and I think I see one that fits. Made commonplace or trite. Stale, banal, overdone. So I think the one of those that it is stale, and impudent's going to be fresh. I would not have gotten this otherwise, though, so I guess I'm okay with that. Frank, nearby. Frank. Frank is like direct, honest, earnest, plain? I already had plain in another one. Nearby. I mean, yeah, like a thesaurus. Well, any of these that are just a word, but not the ones that are like a military officer. Let's skip that one for now. I feel like I should be able to do this. An interruption and to rig. Disturbance. An interruption. A knock at the door. No. An interjection. You have anything more to say? No. And what is a word for to rig? Fix. Break. Here we go. Got it. A successful pop song and a young woman. This one I might have to brute force because I really don't know those. Unless I can figure this out and that leads me there. It might. A young woman specifically. Like, just without any context, whatever word this is. These have all been one word, right? I think so. All right, I'm not ready to brute force yet, but I think that's probably what I'm going to do for this one. Military officer and child. Okay. How many are left? 3, 4, 5. 5 left. Okay. So I'm thinking this is kid, and kid as in tell like a lie or a joke or whatever. So the opposite of that would be like to tell the truth or to be straightforward. And a word for that means military officer. Man, I do not know. All right, let's see if I know what the first letter is, if I can get it from there. You can tell that I use a QWERTY keyboard. Get ready to hear this noise a whole lot. It's M. Okay. Military officer starting with M. Major. Minor. There we go. Okay. You know what? That's fine. I can say, give me a hint. Game plays an unhappy noise for a little while, then gives me a hint, and then I can get the rest from that. And I think I'm ready to do that for all of these. Starts with E. Starts with E. Balanced. Unusual could be rare, but didn't we already have common rare somewhere else, so it's probably not here, and this also does not say common. Balanced. Equal. No. Level, but it starts with E. I mean, I could force another letter. If I skip this and come back to it, it does not remember. That's fine, I do. Balanced. Equal sounds right, but that's apparently not what it is. Alright, what is it? Even. Odd. Okay. Fair enough. Theoretically, I could have gotten that, but I was not thinking in that direction. Miserly. What are you? T. Tight. Loose. Got it. Okay. Frank. What are you? Oh, open. Close. That's pretty good. I like that. Alright, I don't know pop songs. What is this? I might need to force more than one letter for this one. H. Yeah, that doesn't help me at all. Or does it? No. This is probably a vowel. I. Okay. Hit. Okay, that's what a successful pop song is. It's a hit. What's the opposite of hit? That means young woman? Miss! Got it. Okay. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, that was nice in that I could just force my way. They could have done it so that I couldn't do that, but that's not what happened here, and I'm happy with the experience that I was given. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I got the ones I could get. I partially got the ones I could partially get. Hi, Relling. You're there. Being all sneaky. It's Netzapi or something. Oh hey! Tree outside. Or tree inside. We found the terrarium. Can you fit through that door? Barely. Alright, biodome. Whatcha Column. Oh boy! Just punk young minor iota rank. A lot of those words showed up in the previous puzzle. These are some colors. Limited palette. But I kind of like it too. Hi. You again. What do you mean? Oh. Oh, I see. That's what Mazur said. Got it. Yeah. Okay. The truth. This thing isn't fine. It's broken. Needs to be fixed. Syndonoa is not a word. This is going to have to turn into a word. Okay? Alright. So next time we're going to fix these columns, however the heck that works. Map looks like this. Ah, the biodome. Okay, that was the thing that was all... Okay, so the map does indeed change as I go along, because I could not see that this was full of trees at first. So like these things, yeah, this has now given me a little window into it, and I'll be able to see inside there at some point probably. Top secret area will become less secret. Cool, okay. Ah, this game's great. So I'll see you next time for Whatcha Column.